بعدك الأيام فتى.
فصل. إذا عرفت هذه الأصول فاعلم أن الله تعالى جعل العبادة له أنواع.
The Shaykh rahimahullah, after he had solidified and elaborated and explained to you the qawa'id and the usul in which you need, when the Shaykh rahimahullah he mentioned it, and Imam al-San'ani rahimahullah, the usul, he moved on to what? To clarify some units, some fusul. And the first fasl, the first unit is what? Anwa'ul ibadah, the types of ibadah there are. Brothers and sisters, Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah defined the word ibadah. And he mentioned some of its types in his great book, Al-Ubudiyyah. Ibn Taymiyyah, rahimahullah, he wrote a whole book on ibadah. The sixth page, the first page rather, but it falls on the sixth page. After you count it, it falls on the sixth page, but that's where the book starts from. He defined ibadah as what? As follow, inshallah ta'ala. All of this is his speech. He said, Al-ibadatu, ibadah is here ismun jami'un likulli ma yuhibbuhu Allah wa yardah min al-aqwali wal-a'mali al-batinati wal-zahirati. Ibn Taymiyyah said that ibadah is a general term for everything which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves and is pleased with, in terms of speech and in terms of action, that which is apparent and that which is external and that which is internal. And then he gives examples. فَالصَّلَاةُ وَالزَّكَاةُ وَالصِّيَامُ وَالْحَجُّ وَالصِّدْقُ الْحَدِيثِ. Salah, zakat, fasting, hajj, صِدْقُ الْحَدِيث, being truthful in your speech. وَأَدَاءُ الْأَمَانَةِ, giving back people's amana they gave to you. وَبِرُّ الْوَالِدَيْنِ, obedient towards your parents. وَصِلَةُ الْأَرْحَامِ, keeping the ties of kinship. وَفَاءُ بِالْعُهُودِ, fulfilling the promises that you make. وَالْأَمْرُ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ, calling to the good. وَالنَّهْيُ عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, prohibiting the evil. وَالْجِهَادُ لِلْكُفَّارِ وَالْمُنَافِقِينَ, fighting against the disbelievers and the hypocrites. وَالْإِحْسَانِ إِلَى الْجَارِ, being good and kind towards the neighbors. وَالْيَتِيمِ, the orphan. The miskeen also. The ibn السَّبِيلِ, the traveler. وَالْمَمْلُوكِ مِنَ الْآدَمِيِّينَ وَالْبَهَائِمِ, and also the animals which you own and the human beings which are your slaves. وَالدُّعَاء, supplication. وَالذِّكْر, the remembrance of Allah. وَالْقِرَاءَةُ, recitation of the Qur'an. وَأَمْثَالُ ذَلِكَ مِنَ الْعِبَادَةِ, and the likes of this are from ibadah. وَكَذَلِكَ also حُبُّ اللَّهِ, the love of Allah, وَرَسُولِهِ, and His Messenger, is also from ibadah. وَخَشْيَةِ اللَّهِ, fear of Allah تبارك وتعالى. وَالْإِنَابَةِ إِلَيْهِ, coming back to Allah, is a form of ibadah. وَإِخْلَاصُ الدِّينِ لَهُ, sincerity in the religion is a ibadah. وَالصَّبْرُ لِحُكْمِهِ, being patient on Allah's just judgments is also a form of ibadah. وَالشُّكْرِ لِنِعَمِهِ, also having gratitude to the blessings which Allah has bestowed you, again, is a form of ibadah. وَالرِّضَى بِقَضَائِهِ, to be pleased with what Allah has judged. وَالتَّوَكُّلِ عَلَيْهِ, relying on Him. وَالرَّجَاءُ لِرَحْمَتِهِ, hoping for His mercy. وَالْخَوْفِ مِنْ عَذَابِهِ, fearing His punishment. وَأَمْثَالُ ذَلِكَ هِيَ مِنَ الْعِبَادَاتِ لِلَّهِ, and the likes of this are ibadat of Allah تبارك وتعالى. وَذَلِكَ, and that it is أَنَّ الْعِبَادَةَ لِلَّهِ, ibadah, its final goal is وَذَلِكَ أَنَّ الْعِبَادَةَ لِلَّهِ هِيَ الْغَايَةِ. Sorry, ibadah of Allah is the aim and objective of our existence. الْمَحْبُوبَةِ لَهُ وَالْمَرْضِيَّةُ لَهُ, that which is loved for it and that which is pleased for it. التي خلق الخلق لها, Allah created the creation for it. كما قال تعالى, Allah, as Allah said, وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ, I did not create jinn nor ins except to worship me. Surah Al-Dhariyat, ayah 56. فَالدِّينُ كُلُّهُ دَاخِلٌ فِي الْعِبَادَةِ, the whole of the religion falls under ibadah. وَالدِّينُ يَتَضَمَّنُ مَعْنَى الْخُذُولِ وَالذُّلِّ, the word deen, it consists in it the meaning خُضُوعِ وَالذُّلِّ, humiliating yourself, putting yourself low. يُقَالُ, it is said, دِنْتُ فَدَانَ, أي أذللته فذل, I humiliated it and it became humiliated. ويقال يدين الله ويدين لله, أي يعبد الله, when you say يدين الله ويدين لله, when you say that, it means أي يعبد الله, he worships Allah. ويطيعه, he obeys him. ويخضع له, humiliates and puts himself down for Allah. فَدِينُ اللَّهِ Allah's religion. عبادته is to worship. وَطَاعته is to obey Him. وَخُضُوعِ لَهُ and is to humiliate yourself for Allah. So the Shaykh Rahimahullah Ibn Taymiyyah explains to us that the ibadah is a very comprehensive term. A lot of us think ibadah is what? Salah, zakat, hajj, sawm, faqat. No. عبادة as he said اسم جامع لكل ما يحبه الله ويرضاه من الأقوال والأعمال الظاهرة والباطنة. It's a general term. A lot of things fall under it. So because of that, the word worship is not the right explanation or the right translation for the word ibadah, as it's more comprehensive than it. Now, so the author rahimahullah here, he's going to now categorize them into a very good categorization that the ibadah is. نعم.
اعتقادية وهي أساسها وذلك أن يعتقد أنه الرب الواحد الأحد الذي بيده الخلق والأمر الخلق والأمر وبيده النفع والضر وأنه الذي لا شريك له ولا يشفع عنده أحد إلا بإذنه وأنه لا معبود بحق غيره وغير ذلك مما يجب من لوازم الإلهية.
The first type is اعتقادية, the ibadah which is عبادة قلب, the ibadah of the heart. It's called عبادة الاعتقادية. Are you with me? And this one, it falls under many types of them. From them is certainty, اليقين, خوف, الرجاء, الحب, الخشية, الإنابة. They all fall under what? عبادة اعتقادية in your heart. So اليقين, الخوف, الرجاء, الحب, الخشية, الإنابة. All of those are what? عبادة اعتقادية. The Shaykh rahimahullah, but he said the asas, the foundation of all of the ibadat is the one of the heart. That's the asas, that's the foundation. And وذلك, and that is أن يعتقد أنه الرب الواحد, that Allah is one Rabb. الأحد الذي له الخلق والأمر. Creation is for Him. He creates alone. والأمر, affairs are only for Him. وبيده النفع. In His hand is what? In His hand is good. He can bring good. وَالضُّرُّ, harm. He's the only one who can bring harm to you. وَأَنَّهُ الَّذِي لَا شَرِيكَ لَهُ, and He is the one who has no partners in that. وَلَا يَشْفَعُ عِنْدَهُ أَحَدٌ إِلَّا بِإِذْنِهِ, and nobody intercedes beside Him except with the permission of Allah. وَأَنَّهُ لَا مَعْبُودَ بِحَقٍ غَيْرُهُ, and that there is none worthy of worship except Him. وَغَيْرُ ذَلِكَ مِمَّا يَجِبُ, and other than that which is from مِنْ لَوَازِمُ الْإِلَهِيَّةِ, which is necessitated by way of Tawheed al-Uluhiyya. Necessitated, it has to come. So the Shaykh here, rahimahullah, he's mentioning the first one, which is the foundation. He's then going to move on to the next one, which is the next type of ibadah.
ومنها اللفظية.
The second one is lafziyya, utterance. Ibadah, which is now utterance. نعم.
وهي النطق بكلمة التوحيد. فمن اعتقد ما ذكر ولم ينطق بها لم يحقن دمه ولا ماله وكان كإبليس فإنه يعتقد التوحيد بل ويقر به كما أسلفناه عنه إلا أنه لم يمتثل أمر الله بالسجود فكفر.
Here the Shaykh has mentioned to you, there's another second ibadah which is called ibadatun lafdhiyatun, the ibadah of wording. The wording. What is this one? وهي النطق بكلمة التوحيد. It is to pronounce the word لا إله إلا الله. It's to say it. The Shaykh says فمن اعتقد ما ذكر. Anybody who believes in لا إله إلا الله in his heart. You see? وَلَمْ يَنْطِقْ بِهَا, but he doesn't want to utter it. لَمْ يُحْقَنْ دَمُهُ وَلَا مَالُهُ. His blood and his wealth are not sacred. They're not protected. He's still not treated like a Muslim whose blood is protected, his wealth is also protected. وَكَانَ كَإِبْلِيسِ. And this person is like Iblis. His kufr is like the kufr of Iblis. فَإِنَّهُ يَعْتَقِدُ التَّوْحِيدَ. Did Iblis believe in his heart the Tawheed? He did. بَلْ وَيُقِرُّ بِهِ. Rather, Iblis affirmed all of this. كَمَا أَسْلَفْنَهُ عَنْهُ. As we have transmitted and we mentioned previously, he said, إِلَّا except أَنَّهُ لَمْ يَمْتَثِلْ أَمْرَ اللَّهِ. Except he did not follow. لَمْ يَمْتَثِلْ. He didn't follow. He didn't adhere to what? أَمْرَ اللَّهِ, Allah's command. He didn't adhere to it. By doing what? بِالسُّجُودِ. By prostrating. He didn't. فَكَفَارَ. He became a kafir. What type of kufr is this referred to? It's called kufru iba'i wa istikbar. Kufr are 5 types. The kufr are 5 types. Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he mentions it in his great noble book, Hukmu Tariq al-Salah. The person who abandons the prayer. His book, Kitab al-Salah, where he talks about the hukm of the Tariq al-Salah, the person who abandons the prayer. He mentions that the kufr is of those types. Every kufr will fall under one of them. The first one is what? The one we're not going to mention them here, but we're just going to mention one of them, which is kufru iba'i wa istikbar. Which is the kufr of refusing and being arrogant. Which is that the person, he affirms Allah's existence subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he knows Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is able to do everything alone. And he also knows that Allah tabarak wa ta'ala is the only one who can make things happen for him. He knows that. But then even then, وَمَعَ ذَلِكَ فَهُوَ كَافِرٌ. Even then he disbelieves in it. Rather that person, he is from what? بَلْ هُوَ رَأْسُ الْكَافِرِينَ وَإِمَامُهُم. Rather that person becomes from the heads and the leaders of the kuffar. لأنه أبى واستكبر. Because that person was arrogant and he refused. فَكُفْرُ كُفْرُ إِبَاءٍ وَاسْتِكْبَارٍ. His kufr is called كُفْرُ إِبَاءٍ وَاسْتِكْبَارٍ. That's what it's called. أقر بالتوحيد كما مر. The person affirms the tawheed in his heart. إلا أنه لم يمتثل أمر الله بالسجود فكفر. نعم. And he refuses to follow the command of Allah in this regard. He becomes a kafir. So it's not enough to say, I believe it in my what? Heart. But there's something you have to realize. If there is an excuse why the person can't utter it because he is mute. He's mute or something. The ruling differs here right now. We're talking about somebody who's able to do it. نعم.
وَمَنْ نَطَقَ بِهَا وَلَمْ يَعْتَقِدْ.
وَمَنْ نَطَقَ بِهَا. بِهَا that is going back to the kalimatu tawheed. And the author is trying to say anyone who utters La ilaha illallah but he doesn't believe in it.
حُقِنَ مَالُهُ وَدَمُهُ.
His blood and his wealth is sacred from us.
وَحِسَابُهُ عَلَى اللَّهِ وَحُكْمُهُ حُكْمُ الْمُنَافِقِينَ. His judgment is with Allah, but his ruling to Allah is a munafiq. He's a munafiq. He يظهر الإسلام. He says أشهد لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. He prays with the Muslims. In his heart like it. He's a munafiq. Is he a Muslim? No, he's a kafir. But because we can't see that what's in his heart, and we weren't sent out to check what's in people's hearts, that's not our job. We judge him by the apparent. We judge him by what we see right now, which is the Islam that he's just shown us. He told us, I'm a Muslim. We judge him by this statement of his. Like his ruling is a munafiq. What does La ilaha illallah give you? Brothers, the ulama, they said something very powerful. La ilaha illallah, even look, billahi alaykum, the munafiq, La ilaha illallah even benefited him. Why? How did it benefit him? His blood and his wealth is sacred for him. And nobody's going to judge him what's in his heart. Nobody's allowed to. We judge him by the apparent. He prays with us, he's a Muslim to us. He fasts, he's a Muslim with us. But he's a munafiq. في حقيقة الأمر, in reality he's a munafiq. Then munafiq here is munafiq which is asli, pure munafiq. He's a pure munafiq. And he's with his shaykh the day of judgment, Abdullah ibn Ubay ibn Salul. نعم. ومنها بدنية كالقيام والركوع والسجود في الصلاة.
There's another type of ibadah. This is the third type now. There's called ibadatul badaniyah. Ibadah, which is the body now. Is the physical one now. It's the one that the person stands up, he does ruku', he does sujood in the salah. This is called what? Ibadatun badaniyya. It's the physical ibadah. Now,
ومنها الصوم والأفعال الحج والطواف.
from it is what? As-sawmu wa af'alul hajj wa tawaf. And the actions of hajj and tawaf. These are from the actions. They're what? They are from the badaniyya, the physical actions which you have to do. Now,
ومالية.
and wealth one now. This is the fourth one, right?
No.
This is the fourth one. Ibadah which is maliyya, wealth. نعم.
كإخراج جزء من المال امتثالا لما أمر الله تعالى به.
Giving out what? Giving out a portion. كإخراج, to give out. جزء in a portion من المال from the wealth. Why? امتثالا لما أمر الله تعالى به, by adhering to that which Allah تبارك وتعالى had commanded you. So zakat is. Hajj, by the way, falls under both. Hajj is not just badaniyah. Hajj is badaniyah and maliyah. You pay money as well in order to go to Hajj. Now,
وأنواع الواجبات المندوبات والمندوبات في الأموال والأبدان والأفعال والأقوال كثيرة لكن هذه الأمهاتها.
The types of obligatory and the recommended in wealth and in your physical, your body and your actions and your speech are a lot. Meaning the types of ibadat which I just mentioned, which is i'tiqadiyya and lafdiyya and badaniyya and maliyya, he said those which are wajib and those which are mandub are what? They are a lot. But these are from the what? These are from the ummahatuha. They are from the what? Ummahatuha. They're from the most powerfulest, the greatest ones, the most common ones that the people know. They are more like the mother ones. Now, at this point, brothers, we have to realize that Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, He sent the messengers, prophets, we said this before, from the first one of them to the last one, to call the people, those ibadat, those that which were mentioned, or others which weren't mentioned that fall under those typings, from all the prophets they commanded their ummah, from the first, Nuh alayhi salam, to the last, to Nabiullah Muhammad, all of them, to single Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala in ibadah. And they weren't sent down to affirm for Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala that He was their creator. Not at all. Allah didn't send the messengers for that purpose. But Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, He sent them for what reason? They were sent down to say to the people, this ibadah that you've now all inshallah ta'ala understood now, and you have an understanding of, that ibadah, whether it is i'tiqadiyya, whether it's lafdiyya, whether it's badaniyya, whether it's maliyya, any one of them, wajiban, or mubahan, or manduban, whichever it falls under, that they should not be diverted for other than Allah, and that Allah should be the qasad, the intention. It should be done for Him, subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one should be, nobody should what? No one should he be shared with this action in with. No one should we do it with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala by sharing it with Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala in that action that we're doing. So it's important that you understand the what? Two things, brothers, from this point. First thing you need to understand is the dispute that occurred between the prophets and their ummah. What was it based on? And what were they arguing about? And why did the battle take place between the Prophet and Quraysh? And why were they taking them as spoils of war? And why were they boycotting them? Why did everything happen? Why did Nabiullah Lut and Nabiullah Nuh and Nabiullah Musa and Nabiullah Isa and Nabiullah Yusuf and Sulaiman and all of those which we mentioned, why were they all arguing with their nations? Why were they calling their nation? What was the mahallun niza'? What was the dispute that was taking place? What was it? Once you understand it, and you have an understanding, with the second point in place, which is what is ibadah? Having a good understanding of what ibadah is, the real meaning of ibadah. And that the ibadah is those types that we mentioned, whether it's i'tiqadiyya, or whether it's what? Lafdiyya, or whether it's a badaniyya, or maliyya, that none of them, wajiban, or manduban, or ghayra dhalik, you do not divert it for other than Allah. Your tawheed will be very good. Now, that is important that the student of knowledge and the Muslim who believes in Allah and the Day of Judgment should understand. And that is what the Shaykh so far has summarized for us to this particular point that we're at. Hiya?
أقول وإذا تقررت وإذا تقررت هذه الأصول فاعلم.
So the Shaykh is saying, if that which I have mentioned has solidified with you, وإذا تقررت هذه الأمور أم هذه الأصول, these matters which I have mentioned to you, if they're now present in your brain, you've now digested this information, you've understood what? You've understood the dispute that occurred between the Rusul and their nations, and you've also understood ibadah and its types and its anwa'. Then Shaykh is going to say, فَعْلَمْ no.
فاعلم أن الله تعالى بعث الرسل والأنبياء عليهم الصلاة والسلام من أولهم إلى آخرهم يدعون العباد إلى إفراد الله تعالى بالعبادة لا إلى إثبات أنه خلقهم ونحوه إذ هم مقرون بذلك كما قررناه وكررناه ولذا قالوا أجئتنا لنعبد الله وحده.
The Shaykh is saying rahimahullah, if that which I have mentioned has solidified itself in your mind and you've digested it, فَعْلَمْ know أن الله تعالى بعث الأنبياء, Allah sent messengers, prophets, عليهم الصلاة والسلام, from the first of them to the last one of them, calling their nation to single Allah in worship. They لا إلى إثبات أنه خلقهم ونحوه. Not that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala should be what? Creation should be affirmed for him. Not that. Not that. إذ هم مقرون بذلك. Rather they were affirming that already. كما قررناه. The Shaykh said we already mentioned this as well. وكررناه. We also repeated it. وَلِذَا قَالُوا, and because of what their prophets were calling them to, they said to their prophets, أَجِئْتَنَا, have you guys come to us? لِنَعْبُدَ اللَّهَ وَحْدَهُ, to worship Allah alone. Is that why you guys came to us? Is that the purpose you came to us for? نعم.
أي لنفرده بالعبادة.
Meaning, أي لنعبد الله وحده. What does it mean? أي لنفرده بالعبادة. To single him in ibadah. That's what it means. أجئتنا لنعبد الله وحده. It means أي لنفرد الله بالعبادة. To single Allah تبارك وتعالى in ibadah. That's what they meant.
ويختص بها.
ونخصه. What does it say?
ويختص.
هيا. No problem.
ويختص بها من دون الأوثان.
And that Allah تبارك وتعالى is specific to this ibadah besides your idols that you worship. Bible says وَنَخُصَّهُ بِمَا بِهَا مِن دُونِ آلِهَتِنَا.
فلم ينكروا إلا طلب الرسل منهم إفراد العبادة الله.
فلم ينكروا, they didn't reject that their prophets were what? فلم ينكروا إلا طلب الرسل منهم إفراد الله إفراد العبادة لله. فلم ينكروا, they did not reject the request of their messengers to single Allah in worship. They didn't say that that's not what you guys are calling us to.
فلم ينكروا الله تعالى.
ولم ينكروا. Okay, فلم
ينكروا الله تعالى.
And they did not reject Allah تبارك وتعالى.
ولا أنه لا يعبد بل أقروا بأنه يعبد.
ولا قالوا, and they didn't say أنه لا يعبد. الحمد لله يهديكم الله ويصلح بالكم. ولا قالوا, and they did not say أنه لا يعبد, Allah is not worshipped. They didn't say that.
وأنكروا كون.
Sorry, بل أقروا بأنه يعبد. Rather they affirmed that Allah تبارك وتعالى is the one that's worshipped.
وأنكروا كونه يفرد بالعبادة.
But what they rejected was that he should be singled in ibadah.
فعبدوا مع الله تعالى غيره.
So they worshipped with Allah other than him.
وأشركوا معه سواه.
And they associated partners with him in other than that.
وَاتَّخَذُوا لَهُ أَنْدَادًا.
And they took with him nid, something they made equal to Allah.
كما قال تعالى
As Allah said,
فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا وأنتم تعلمون.
فلا تجعلوا لله أندادا. Do not make idols. Do not take. فلا تجعلوا لله. Do not take with Allah أندادا. Do not take with Allah تبارك وتعالى أنداد. Are you with me? نعم. Don't take it. وأنتم تعلمون. You guys what? And will you guys? No. Here there's a question that can arise. We can be asked. Allah is saying فلا تجعلوا. Do not take. Besides Allah, a nid, something you make equal to Allah. وأنتم تعلمون, and you guys know. Know what? أنه لا ند له. Allah hasn't got anything equal to him. You know that. This ayah, can we take a مفهوم المخالفة from it? Are you with me? Can we take a مفهوم المخالفة, a reverse understanding, which is to say that you can take besides Allah a nid if you don't know? Can we say that? Nope. The reason why we can't say it is it's called مستحيل الوقوع. It's impossible for that to happen. That we don't believe Allah is the one He doesn't have. We don't. It's impossible for it to happen that a person does not believe. He doesn't know. Sorry, that Allah doesn't have no need. He can't reject it. It's impossible. The fitrah is always present, and that shows you that the fitrah is what knows. The person can try to do what? He can become arrogant and hard-headed if he wants to. And that is the wajh that the ulama explain. يُسَبِّحُ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ. Allah is exalted by everything that's in the heavens and the earth. How we know people don't even never exalt Allah. Never. How is that going to work? يُسَبِّحُ لِلَّهِ مَا فِي السَّمَاوَاتِ. Everything in the samawat exalt Allah. وَمَا فِي الْأَرْضِ يُسَبِّحُ لَهُ مَا. Everything. مَا is mawsula. So umum, everything. So if we say this kafir who doesn't believe in Allah, even Allah's existence, how is he exalted Allah? The ulama, they say, he doesn't exalt Allah personally, like in his body does. Whenever you look at him, you say, Subhanallah, Allah created this individual. Wow. His body reminds you of Allah. And the quwwah and the qudrah of Allah, tabarak wa ta'ala. So you see, his body does. And his existence, whether he tries to reject it and refuse it or not. Yeah?